Everyone deserves true love, especially Anastasia, and she especially deserves a limited edition Disney designer doll, and that is why I'm absolutely bursting with joy to have this D23 2024 Designer Collection Midnight Masquerade Series Anastasia and Drizella collector doll set. Anastasia has been one of my absolute favorite Disney characters since I was a little kid and Cinderella 3 A Twist in Time came out on DVD, and it is so surreal to finally have a collector Anastasia doll and Drizella. This collector doll set was released at the 2024 D23 Expo for about $300, and sets that didn't sell were later showing up in the Disney parks as well as on the Disney Store website the Monday following the expo. The box is huge and features a lot of kind of metallic gold designs as well as ages 6 and up in the upper corner, and in the center of the box is the Disney Designer Collection Midnight Masquerade logo, and it is an iridescent clock with the hands pointing to 12:30. The sides of the packaging feature the artwork on the back bleeding onto the sides, so the full effect of the artwork is kind of all around the back and the sides of the box. On the back there, again, is the Disney Designer Collection Midnight Masquerade series logos, as well as a description of the dolls and some beautiful, absolutely stunning artwork by Steve Thompson, as well as certificate of authenticity and display stand included text. I could be mistaken, but I am fairly certain that the description for these dolls on this packaging is the same that's on the Aladdin and Jasmine set that was also released at the 2024 Expo, but I decided to pass on that set. I'm not a huge fan of Aladdin. But as I was saying earlier, I am a huge fan of Anastasia, and so I absolutely knew from the second I saw this set, it was a must buy. There was no hesitation. I was going to be getting this set, which usually doesn't happen for the designer dolls. Usually I kind of have to think about them for a while and really think if I want to spend all of that money on them. But for this set, no hesitation. Because I was so excited to unbox these dolls, I didn't get a good clip of it, but the top of the box does have the designer logo in gold writing. But now it's finally time to take a closer look at the dolls themselves. So here they are. Their dust cover has a gold accent up at the top, and then the dolls are fully visible behind the plastic. And then at the bottom it says Disney, Anastasia, and Drizella, limited edition 1 of 1,000. And then off to the side is the little pouch that holds the certificate of authenticity. I don't like how big this box is, but at the same time, it's not that big of a deal to me personally because I'm just going to throw it away. Everybody and their mother keeps these dolls in the box, but I am not one of those people. I really like to enjoy my dolls outside of the box. Very few do I actually leave in the box, and there's no way I'm leaving my baby girl Anastasia in the box. So here's a look at them without the plastic dust cover over them, and here's a closer look at the certificate of authenticity itself. It says this limited edition doll set released in 2024 has been carefully designed by Disney artists to ensure every detail was captured. This collectible doll set is sure to be a treasured keepsake for many years to come. And on the back of the certificate, it's just in a different language. So now it's finally time to fully remove these dolls from the packaging, and I have to say, I love them so much. I knew that I wanted them regardless of actually what they were going to look like, just because of the characters that they are. As I've said a million times already, I love Anastasia, but the stock photos for the dolls were all right. I wasn't like super in love with them. I was just in love with the idea of them, but out of the package, in person, these dolls, dare I say, are the absolute best designer dolls ever. And I know I'm a little bit biased because I love Anastasia, but these dolls, there is just something about them. The colors are so vivid, and the tackiness of their gowns is just so camp and works so well. Since this is the Anastasia and Drizella set, I'm going to be taking a closer look at the Anastasia doll first, and wow. I truly love this doll. I adore this doll. She is everything I could have ever wanted and more. I know I say that a lot, but I truly mean it. This doll is a part of the Midnight Masquerade series, so her mask looks like it's supposed to be a mirror, but there's nothing in the middle, of course, because that's where her face is going to go. It is plated with gold metallic paint and does have a hot pink ribbon around it. I think it is really cool. There is also a pink gem at the top of it, and I think it complements the outfit really well. And now, to begin the closer look at the doll herself, I'll start with the face, and it is perfectly perfect, I must say so myself. So she has her signature arched eyebrows, as well as rooted lashes, and some red lipstick with a smirk, and 2 tones of like hot pink eyeshadow that I think are really beautiful and make her interesting looking face look very pretty and regal. She does have 2 dangling earrings, 1 in each ear, and they are a kind of like metallic pink plated color. Very pretty, and I like that they dangle. It's a very nice accessory, adds some shimmer and shine to her look. I also love this doll's hair. I wasn't expecting it to be styled really, other than just the ringlets. But as you can see on the top, she does have some kind of like swooping designs that are all kind of pulled together. And she does have a lot of ringlets. I do also sort of wish her hair was more orange. It's kind of auburn with red in it. But as you can see, it is all pulled into the back, and she has a lot of really bouncy ringlet curls. And even though I have, you know, those small criticisms, I think she's perfect. She also has an iteration of her little yellow crown on top. So while I don't think the hair color necessarily 100% matches the character, there is without a doubt, looking at this doll, that this is Anastasia, and she is perfectly perfect. Something I love about the Midnight Masquerade line as a whole is that even though the designs of the gowns are not one-to-one like replications or inspirations of the traditional outfits from the films that the characters are from, they still retain so much of the character that this could just be passed off as a regular Anastasia collector doll. The top of Anastasia's dress does feature a black ribbon sort of sweetheart neckline with a heart rhinestone in the center, as well as purple beading on that, and the two straps that go around her neck do form a bow in the back. The bodice is plain, and it is like a burgundy maroon violet color. She does have this sort of like overskirt that kind of looks like a flower. There's a lot of very sheer light pink tulle underneath these like hot pink petals, as well as some bows and two beaded sort of like dangling things. Anastasia's dress is one full piece, but she does have this removable yellow shawl on that is very bright and very yellow. It is currently tied together, so I'm not going to remove it, but if you really wanted to, you could take it off. The rest of Anastasia's dress is very form-fitting, and again, like the bodice, it's in that kind of like burgundy, maroon, pink wine color. It's very pretty. At the bottom, though, it does flare out, and it has a lot of ornamentation on it. It's very tacky, of course, which is the whole point. It's that like the girls thought more is more, and they just really bedazzled it themselves, thinking that all of these shiny rhinestones are going to make them stand out in a good way, when really it just looks bad. So here is a 360 look at that. There's some bows, there's more of those chunky rhinestones, as well as some smaller rhinestones too. Based on the stock photos, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about the bottom of the dress in person, but I actually do like it. I think the colors actually work pretty well together, and although it does look tacky, I think it looks acceptable for Anastasia. And here are the doll's shoes, which are mostly pink glitter, as well as some black accents like the actual heels themselves, as well as the bows. And the doll does come with a black doll stand. She also has like hot pink fuchsia gloves on, as well as some bracelets. So on one arm, she has a beaded black bracelet, and on the other arm, she has like a highlighter yellow matching the shawl bracelet. And of course, both of those are removable. So that was the Anastasia doll, and my bias aside, I think that this doll is exceptionally well done. I think she is the perfect amount of pretty, the perfect amount of tacky, and the perfect amount of just being a really great representation of the character from Cinderella. And now, time for the irrelevant stepsister, Drizella. So this is the Drizella doll, and although I am an Anastasia girly, I definitely want to give Drizella her flowers, because this Drizella doll is very beautiful. Drizella's masquerade mask is very similar to Anastasia's, except it does have a green bow on it, as well as a dark green gem rhinestone, as opposed to the pink that the Anastasia doll has. And I do really appreciate that this doll has a separate silhouette than her sister. I think it would have been really easy for the designers to just design one look and then switch up the colors, but I love that each character has their own individual dress design. Of course, Drizella has a devilish smile on her face, and she has side-glancing eyes like she's looking at Anastasia. She does have more of like a burgundy red lip color, as well as 2 shades of green for her eyeshadow that do match her earrings, which are this like beaded flower rhinestone. It's very beautiful and very green, and I really like her earrings. Even though they don't dangle, they look really good. Moving on to the doll's hair, it's actually showing up a little bit lighter on camera. While it is an extremely, extremely dark brown color, it is pretty much black, but it is showing up a little bit lighter on camera as opposed to in person. And she just has a lot of really nice ringlet curls that are pulled back to give her a little bit more of an actual style in her hair. And now, moving on to Drizella's masquerade gown. I really like it. So she does have technically 2 necklaces. So she has a black ribbon choker, as well as a beaded red necklace. And I love the way that this teal fabric is really kind of gathered around her bodice. It definitely makes it look a little high end. It makes it look, of course, like she is going to a ball. So there are some black and pink rhinestones on it, as well as this lavender plastic piece in the center. And then she does have a little bit of an overskirt that is in one of her signature kind of like seafoam green, almost like a very light Tiffany blue color almost. It's very pretty. And then under that, the rest of the skirt for the dress has this overlayer of like a sheer green mesh material, and under that there's this really sequined material that is green, and it's very pretty. And then of course all over that she has all of these rhinestones, and there are also some bows as well as a butterfly or two. It's very pretty. She definitely has a lot going on because there's a bigger surface area for her to add all of those tacky little details, and the whole underside of the dress is lined in kind of like a light green color fabric. Here is a 360 of all of the tacky little trinkets that she has sewn onto the skirt of her gown. Like I said, there's a lot going on, and in person, all of the colors really pop together. And on the very bottom of her dress, she does have another layer that is a black satin fabric, and it's pretty just basic to kind of round out the whole gown. Her shoes are kind of like a very light lime green sparkly color with black accents that also match Anastasia's shoes. And moving on to Drizella's gloves, she does have two of them, of course, and they have these black sewn-on bows. So there's 3 on each glove, and they are in that kind of like teal, greenish blue color. And that's pretty much it for the Drizella doll. This is a full look at the back of her. Her dress is one full piece, but that's fine. I didn't need it to be 2. And here's a full look at Anastasia. So I definitely think the Anastasia doll has a little bit more going on in terms of removable pieces. But either way, here are the stepsisters. Well, I guess they're actually just sisters with their mom, Lady Tremaine. So this is the Midnight Masquerade Lady Tremaine doll that was released a few years ago, also by the Disney Store. Compared to the Lady Tremaine doll, I think that the Anastasia and Drizella dolls are very vibrant, and I really like that nice contrast where they're kind of like doing what their mom wants them to do, but also standing on their own. And speaking of, I think that both dolls are designed so well that each one really does shine on their own, and then together they shine so, so bright. This is without a doubt one of my absolute favorite releases from the designer collection. I really cannot express enough how much I love and adore these dolls. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to drink your water, mind your business, and remember that you are a goddamn superstar. Peace.